It is Show 6, Pick 3. These Pokemon in the Great League, they don't have their full bulk. Even Trevenant can still hit super a lot of damage versus that Talonflame. But here we go, guys, into game number 1. We have Gandalf with the Talonflame, and then we have on the right side of your screen, Iomero swapping into the Azumarill here.
Yeah, and Azumarill choosing not to shield to be able to handle that full force Brave Bird, taking it almost down to half health. Talonflame staying in for a full Incinerate fast move before switching into the Azumarill.
Yeah, you could see those bubbles absolutely chunking that Talonflame down, even with that 2-stage defense drop from the Brave Bird, doing a lot of damage with the fast move pressure, but able to get out there. And now we have Azu versus Azu and DeFi. We talked about the movesets. What are we looking at here?
We are looking at both Azumarill sharing the moves of Ice Beam and Play Rough. So we are going to be seeing these Azumarills throw Play Rough to get that neutral damage.
Okay, well, it looks like the slight advantage right now has to be going to Gandalf. Has a ton of energy. We'll have to see if some of these Protect Shields start to come out, but close to 2 Play Roughs here. I think a couple more bubbles and should be able to get very close to fainting this Azumarill.
Exactly, so we're going to see those bubbles start slowly chipping away at the Azumarill. Tries to perhaps make a catch, but does not. The Azumarill waits it out and throws the Ice Beam onto the Sableye. The Sableye chooses to use a Protect Shield here. And then we continue on. The Sableye already at 2 foul plays and is opting here to throw a return.
Yeah, you could tell that Sableye, due to Azumarill throwing a couple more bubbles, it wasn't able to catch that move, wasn't confident that it wasn't the Play Rough, and shielding an Ice Beam, a nice bait move from the Azu. All right, well, we have the Talonflame with a little bit of energy as well as the Surf-Edged, and the Surf-Edged is coming out here versus the Sableye.
Yes, and the Surf-Edged running Night Slash and Leaf Blade. Surf-Edged has an amazing moveset, also can run that Brave Bird, but opting instead here to run the Night Slash and the Leaf Blade. So we've got 2 Burbs here hanging out and chilling. This Surf-Edged is up to a Night Slash and a half here.
Okay, well, we're seeing the Leaf Blade come out. This will feint the Sableye, a non-stab move, that same attack, a type bonus, but nonetheless a very hard-hitting move, able to do enough damage to feint the Sableye. We now have the battle of the fighters. We have the Surf-Edged Bird Fighter versus the Psychic Fighter that we see Medicham. Got to give a little bit of the edge to the Medi here.
Exactly. So taking a look, the Medicham has definitely a health advantage. Will the Surf-Edge get to a move?
That's so critical. Getting to that Leaf Blade is going to force this last Protect Shield from Iomero.
It does. So the Surf-Edge not able to get to another move and is swapped out immediately into that Talonflame. Talonflame reaches for the move, but it does not get there. Medicham instead having to throw this Ice Punch, and the Talonflame shields and will be throwing a move in return.
All right, well, we have Gandalf with the Talonflame getting the Flame Charge off. Will this be enough to take out this Medicham? We'll probably be just short of it.
It is just short, and will the Medicham get to an Ice Punch?
Oh my gosh, that is unfortunate. The Brave Bird would have been enough to take out. However, this Talonflame is now going to have to eat this next Ice Punch, and that is bye-bye Talonflame. Surf-Edge goes down as well, and game number 1 going to Iomero.
Congratulations, Iomero, for this victory, but you still need one more battle to secure your spot tomorrow. So we will have to see how Gandalf is going to prepare for this decisive game number 2. Yeah,
so this is win or go home for Gandalf at this point. Can't have another loss. That will be taking Gandalf down to the lower bracket. That is, you know, still an opportunity to go win through the lower bracket. But that said, Iomero is now 1 game away from solidifying his position in the top 8 for tomorrow's tournament. That's very, very exciting. And again, like I said, I think we have a little bit of an edge for Iomero with some of these different Pokemon, and some of them have slight advantages over Pokemon with very similar roles on Gandalf's team. Gandalf's going to have to come up with a creative strategy to try and force some positive alignments if he's going to come back here.
Right, the double bird strategy did not work out for him, the Surf-Edged and the Talonflame, so we will have to see how Gandalf is going to switch things up, which Pokemon we might see. We might see the Swampert, we might see, what do we think we might see the Cresselia on Gandalf's side? It's a lot of that kind of mind games and chess. What is your opponent going to bring? What are they not going to bring?
All right. Well, it looks like these trainers are still locking in their matchups. Like you said, maybe some mind games going here. We saw some very strong play from Iomero's core of Sableye and Medicham. Will we see something different? Perhaps a Registeel this time. Perhaps something a little bit different. But at the same time, Gandalf never knows exactly what's going to come out. We could see the Cresselia. We could see the Swampert, or maybe even the Galarian Stunfisk. It looks like that they're getting ready, and we're going to be moving into game number 2 here very soon.
All right, and we are off. We have the Azumarill versus the Trevenant to start off this match. Trevenant already almost at a Seed Bomb and a half, throws this first Seed Bomb. Azumarill has to make a decision and decides not to use a Protect Shield. You got to be feeling confident if you're Iomero here. You've got a Grass Pokemon hitting super effective versus this very bulky Azumarill. It's going to be threatened by this Ice Beam, but no, it looks like that the Trevenant is able to get to the second Seed Bomb just before the Ice Beam. So this is absolutely incredible, putting Iomero in a very advantageous spot currently. Yes, so Azumarill is going to use this Ice Beam. Trevenant choosing to use a Protect Shield, does not want to let this Trevenant go down just yet. So Trevenant very low on energy, is going to try to get to that next Seed Bomb, but Azumarill gets to the Ice Beam first. This is a tough spot here for Iomero. He does not know what's in the back, but this Trevenant is actually going to be the kind of ace in the hole. Does very well versus the entire backline for Gandalf. Gandalf must be feeling pretty fortunate knowing that he was able to get this Trevenant out of the way early on, saving a pretty negative matchup that he now no longer has to face with the Cresselia versus this Trev here. All right, so Gandalf making a decision on who to bringing in the Cresselia or bringing in the Sirfetch'd, and it looks like we are bringing in the Cresselia, 2 fast moves, and the Trevenant faints. All right, well, Iomero does have a nice answer. The Sableye is going to be able to hit for super effective with the fast move Shadow Claws, as well as get to these foul plays very quickly, but due to its dark typing, it has to watch out for this Moonblast from the Cresselia. And Cresselia has to watch out for these stab foul plays from the Sableye, benefiting from that same type attack bonus. Cresselia going for that Moonblast. Sableye needs to use a Protect Shield here. All right, well, Iomero says, I want to preserve my Sableye. This Moonblast, I'm thinking it's going to be the hardest hitting move. Going to be trying to go for a bit of a farm down here, but might need to throw just before. Oh, look at that. We have a CMP event once again. Gets to the foul play right as the Moonblast is loaded for this Cresselia. We're going to see the last Protect Shield come out for Gandalf. Right, and Cresselia that was a CMP event, so Cresselia throwing the Moonblast right away. Sableye is definitely weak to this Fairy-type charge move. This is going to hurt, but Sableye sticks in and is switched out to meet the Azumarill and the Sirfetch'd. We see the aggressive swap out by both trainers here. We are in a shields down scenario. This is going to be who can get to the moves fastest. The Leaf Blade coming out from the Sirfetch'd. We're going to have the Play Rough coming out from the Azumarill. The Sirfetch'd is going to have to try and hang on for this Play Rough, but it's not looking good for it. No, and here comes that the Azumarill again. Azumarill benefiting from that same type attack bonus, that stab damage, and Azumarill uses that Play Rough. Can it hang on? This is going to be really close. Oh no, the Sirfetch'd goes down. You have 1 HP left on the Cresselia. I think we're going to see a bubble down, and that is going to do it. We have Iomero on the back of the Azumarill taking game number 2.